Welcome to Tetsu Talk, to a new edition of the show, Top 10. And this week we're doing Top 10 Worst Wrestling Gimmicks. And I'm joined by the one and only pro wrestling encyclopedia himself, the one and only Sugar White Mike. What's going on, Sugar White Mike?
Oh, ready to spew some hate on today's show. But I can't wait to go. I'm locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, this title was first introduced by Sugar White Mike as the most hated wrestlers, or whatever, not even gimmicks. And I said, no, let me switch it up. Let's make it gimmicks, because I don't really hate on wrestler, really. I mean, I know it's all a work, but I do hate some gimmicks. So it's still in the same category from what he was saying and I was saying. So here we go. The top 10 wrestling gimmicks that we both dislike.
I just want to say before we start, ours is a little different. Yours is gimmicks. Mine, I hate these motherfuckers in pretty much everything that they've been in for the most part. I'll explain more, but I just hate these men. Just bother the shit out of me. Some of them are even pretty good performers, but I still fucking hate them. I hate them. I hate their mothers. All of them. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Wow. All right. Do you hate... Okay, say if it's Doink the Clown. Do you hate Doink the Clown mother, or the guy behind Doink the Clown? The guy himself, the guy with the government name and his mother.
Matt Bourne. I like Doink the Clown, and I like Matt Bourne. So no need for either to be on my list. But yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to, get it all understood before we start. But it is what it is. You gonna do what you do, and we're gonna get to this list. Okay. I'm gonna start first. We'll start from 10 and up, or is it 10 and down? I don't know how you would call that, but we're gonna start from our number 10. Then we go to our number one person that we feel that is the worst gimmick that we feel ever to this day in wrestling. I had a lot of people, actually. I just want to say this real quick. I had a lot of people. I had actually the Berserker. I even fucking had Luna Vachon. Shit, I even had Ember Moon. And nothing against Ember Moon. She's a great wrestler. I love her in the ring. But I feel like she still doesn't have her character down. And I'm confused with what the fuck she is. I thought she's a vampire. And I heard somewhere that she's supposed to be a werewolf or something like that. But her character, unlike Undertaker, her mystique does not transfer into her promos and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't mind her going at a fast pace and high agility as a wrestler, but still, when you're doing promos, at least still has some mystique about you or something like that. When she talk, it's just like, it doesn't fit who she is. I mean, am I wrong on that at all, Veloza?
No, she probably needs some work, but she's nowhere near the level of the 10 people that I have on my list, because these guys are just the shits. She's not the shits.
No, I totally agree. Like I said, like I said, I had a lot of people that came to my mind, but these 10 beat them all out. So let's just get to it. But I just want to put that out there that I had people. I could have probably did at least 100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could have went on and on. But I got a lot of tag teams on mine because I feel like a gimmick is a group. So let's start off with number 1. Yes, it's a man that's half man and half bird. The Red Rooster. And I just want to make this clear. I'm not talking about Terry Taylor, the man behind Red Rooster. I'm talking about Red Rooster. And actually, I wasn't a big NWA, not saying like fan, like wasn't a fan of it, but I grew up on WWE. Where I came from, or WWE.
Bite your tongue, young man, but go ahead.
Say it again?
Bite your tongue, young man, but go ahead.
But no, because where I grew up at, I didn't have cable. So, and where we grew up at, only channels we got was limited. So, only thing we got was WWE, and that was the Superstars on Channel 2, Fox.
Yeah, but you had to look different. Well, we grew up in the same damn area. All you had to do, they had syndicated shows on we used to get a shit ton of wrestling that wasn't on cable, but they used to come on basic channels, their worldwide show, their syndicated show, UWF syndicated show for a while. They came on basic TV out here, non-cable. The thing was is that if it was for kids in our area, it was Saturday morning, Soul Train, and then Superstars.
Yeah. That's how it was for me. And that's the thing about it. I'm like, before Soul Train come on, I don't want to see Red Rooster. I want to see Ultimate Warrior somebody. And people probably like, I mean, if you're young, you probably don't know who Red Rooster is. If you're not, you're like, you're around my time, my era, you know who he is. Even back then, I was kind of like not as. I like the Ultimate Warrior, and he really wasn't a great wrestler. He was a good gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't put him on the list because he had a good gimmick, and even his, smoke and mirrors, made me believe, okay, he was a great wrestler. Until I became a wrestler, and I was like, okay, now I know what's good wrestling and bad wrestling. But I think Terry Taylor's a way better wrestler than Ultimate Warrior, but that gimmick was so bad, I just didn't want to watch him at all. Like, for a minute, I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of strange. But not only he had a bad, looking like a fucking rooster, but he also had bad interest music. And music that even go with him. Like, I said Amber Moon look doesn't go with her promos or whatever. His music didn't go with his look. Check this out. This is Red Rooster's intro music. Okay. The only thing that goes with the song that relates to him is the goddamn rooster. But let's go. Now, would have been cool if he was a hip rooster. You know what I'm saying? Like, had some Jordans on, or some, what? No, Jordans probably wasn't out back then. Pro Wings, or some Adidas, and was like, dancing a little bit. Now that would have caught my attention. A dancing Red Rooster. But no, he was a normal ass Red Rooster wrestler coming out to this. And actually, that's kind of the jam. It's hella old school.
How could you hate that, dude?
Right.
Listen to that. That bass line would make Jay-Z jealous, man. Look at that shit. I'm over here bobbing my head like a rooster right now. It's beautiful.
Hey, but the whole thing about it is, actually, I listened to that song. I'm like, dude, like, that wasn't a bad beat. Even though it sounds so outdated, that wasn't a bad beat.
If the guy didn't hate the fucking gimmick and actually put some effort into it, he probably could have made it work.
Yeah, but I just wasn't buying his gimmick. Like, I thought it was unique. I was like, this something about this gimmick is kind of wild. But that's not where it ended at. I mean, you think it'll end just with the song, why I didn't like him. But it's also one thing we all got to have in the character. And just like I said about Amber Moon, we have to have a character have good promo work. This is Red Rooster doing a promo.
Things going on in the World Wrestling Federation right now.
And yes, sorry, people. One more time.
There's a lot of things going on in the.
Just like the song, the only thing related to his promo, well, other than the claws, you'll get to that to the Rooster claws, is the. One more time. We gotta give him his intro again.
There's a lot of things going on in the World Wrestling Federation right now. And yes, the Red Rooster wants to get his claw right in the middle of it and stir it up a little bit. A lot of people have been saying, what's been going on, Rooster? Well, everything's going on. The World Wrestling Federation is #1. And yes, the Red Rooster's trying to claw his way to the top of this federation. There's a lot of great talent around here, and I'll tell you why, because the fans are the greatest. I thank each and every one of you Rooster boosters, because with your support and my Rooster wing hold, I don't feel like there's a guy here that I can't beat. Now, I'm not saying the competition isn't tough, because it really is. But with people out there, when I'm down and I'm tired and I'm sweating, I don't think I can have any more energy. The Rooster Boosters, go on, get up, Rooster, you can do it, and I will. Arr, arr!
Oh, jeez. That's hilarious. So,
Fuck, that was horrible.
so my thing is, since you defended him a little bit, were you a Rooster Booster, Sugar White Mike?
No, that's a fucking ridiculous term. But the promo itself is shitty. It's like I don't know. Like WWF back then, there were so many
Yeah,
weird fucking gimmicks that,
cartoonish.
like, dude, he could
Yeah.
like, what was Coco wear? A black dude with a bird. Like, I mean, he got like 7 years out of that. Like, it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like,
now
he could have. He could have went with it a little bit more than he did.
that's what they should have did. Had him and Coco Beware team up. Now I would have and dancing with Coco Beware with that music. I'm telling you, he could put that. He could have put it over. But I heard from Jim Cornette.
The shitbirds.
I heard from Jim Cornette. He didn't try to put it over though. Like he really hated the gimmick, so he tried his best. So I mean, I understand where he's coming from though. But let's move on. We spent too much time on Red Rooster, but I had to plead my case on why. And actually, most of my people that I got on my list, I didn't have that much evidence on them. But I have more evidence on my first guy, which make him should be number one. But
that promo was enough evidence. That promo was god awful.
So, for your number 10, who do you have? Sugar White Mike.
Oh, I have two of the most useless motherfuckers in the history of pro wrestling, Ron and Don Harris. About 6'9", equally of just shit piled on top of each other. Absolute garbage. Hated them in everything they were ever in. Didn't matter if they were the Blues Brothers or the DOA or just the Harris Boys, Heavy D and Big Ron. What the fuck was that? They were garbage. Didn't matter if it was ECW, WCW, WWF, wherever they went, they sucked. I cannot really remember one good match that the Harris Boys had off the top of my head. No good.
Like, that was one of those matches where, as a kid, it's like I didn't know what a piss break was, but I knew I actually really took a piss break or got me some juice or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really didn't invest my time into them at all. I forgot their name because I looked them up because I know you picked them, and I got the picture of them when it was with DOA. And, you know, and doing that whole gimmick. But I was like, okay, I remember them. And then that picture popped up, and I was like, oh, I remember them as them too, but I couldn't remember their names. And, like, when I saw it, I was like, did the Berserker have a twin brother? I totally forgot their names, but I remember now.
Jacob and Eli Blue. Horrible.
Yeah, I suppose, I don't know. It's like certain people they wrestle, I definitely didn't pay attention to them. Like, when they first come out, they debut, you go, okay, it's a new character, you know. But it's sad after, like, 1 or 2 times when a kid just, like, especially kids back then, you take anything from wrestling kind of in wrestling. But, yeah, like, I don't know how bad they were. I got to go back and watch their matches. But, yeah, I definitely was not really into them. You got anything else?
Horrible in the ring, no promos. They were just big, tall dudes. That was it. They sucked.
So, yeah, that's all you got to say about them? Are you done?
Fuck them for the 6 months that they put me through, at least 6 months of them and the Bariquas and the Nation of Domination in multiple tag matches, singles, all that shit. That was just god-awful when Vince Russo had his gang fetish or whatever the fuck it was. That was garbage. They were absolute garbage. And white supremacist tattoos on top of it, so fuck them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. The one thing, too, I think they came around the time, or they was doing around the time when I started watching WCW and stuff like that. So to me, it kind of, that's probably why I didn't pay attention to that much, because I actually had wrestling other than WWE to watch, and I, have to be stuck, just watching motherfuckers like that. Because you said Nation of Domination, so I was like, okay, around that time, I was definitely watching WCW. But that's all you got to say about them. I will go ahead and go to my number 9. My number 9. Okay, you say this is not fair. This is not staying true to the list, and you're kind of trying to smash another person in with another person. No, I feel like a gimmick is a gimmick. I feel like they came in at the same time as a gimmick together. I mean, okay, I'm talking about, yes, none other than the one, the only, Razor Ramon and Big Daddy Cool Diesel. But no, the fake ones. They came together after the real Kevin Nash and Scott Hall went to WCW, and they came and ruined my goddamn dreams and had nightmares when I see that Kevin Nash, Diesel, and Razor Ramon both look like they got bit by a fucking cobra and got swollen in the fucking face. Because that's what they look like. Two swollen Diesels and damn Razor Ramon. And I didn't know that was Kane at the time. That was before In the House when he broke down the cage and game side. But I was like, that's an ugly ass Diesel. And nothing against Glenn Jacobs. I just keep it real. Like, you put him next to Kevin Nash, that's not the same thing. I mean, do you got this guy look like? Actually, Scott Hall was that.
Are you calling Kevin Nash handsome? Is that what's happening here?
No, I plead the fifth. But I'm saying that next to Glenn Jacobs, I'm pretty sure in a club, Kevin Nash will leave with more numbers at the end of the night. I'm just saying. Unless, they're kind of like geeks and, our Glenn Jacobs, he into books and shit like that. He's one of those type of guys. I seen him actually when I was at WWE.
It sounds to me like if you're saying if you had to bone one of the two, you'd bone Kevin Nash. That's what I'm hearing.
Nah. But I know well, that's another story. But, yeah, so Diesel and Fake Razor was pathetic. I know Vince did it to kind of mock them and make fun of them. Like, okay, I can find somebody that can do the same thing you guys did when y'all was here. But that shit was annoying. Like, to me, I feel like that was my number 9. I could have made it actually, it could have been number 10, because number 9, I think Red Rooster, after going through all that shit, was the worst gimmick between these two. But that's my number 9. I ain't got nothing else to say other than that. That, to me, was just disrespect to two guys that elevated, WWE at a time when they needed talent. Saying, like, I'm a huge fan of Scott Hall. I'm a huge Scott Hall mark. Kevin Nash, I'm not a mark of him, but, he helped Vince out. He had, he was a good part of Vince, keep going with the business when WCW was around. But I understand what he did, what he had to do. That's my number 9. Yeah, that's all I got to say. You got anything to add to that, Sugar White Mike?
Indie guys and successful gimmicks. That was pretty crappy.
Real crappy. So anyway, we're going to move along. And we're going to go to your number 9. Do you know what your number 9 is? I got the list right here.
I do know what my number 9 is. My number 9 is the modern day Maharajah, the ugliest motherfucker on planet Earth, Jinder Mahal.
I had his music, but I forgot to download it, so I really want to play it because it goes so much with this, but it has lyrics in it, so I definitely shouldn't play it. But go ahead, my bad.
What the hell do the lyrics to his song say? My goodness. I hate Jinder Mahal. I can't, yeah, I can see that. That sounds about right. The guy's not good. He's gotten better, but he's not good. And I really hate him more than anything because he was overpushed and he's an ugly man. If you would bone Kevin Nash, then I would not bone Jinder Mahal. This is just a hideous-looking human being. I hate his stupid, over-exaggerated facial expressions. His 1980s anti-American character. It's just very weak, very outdated. He doesn't do anything for me talent-wise. This guy was holding one of the world titles in their promotion last year, boring the shit out of me in matches with guys who were not boring. He just does nothing for me. I wish he'd go away.
Yeah, General's pretty bad. I gotta agree with you. Like, I that's one person I did not think about putting on my list, but at the same time, it's just like, because I had other people I feel like is worse. But I think with him, it's more about his in-ring skills. To me, I'm not really down on his character. I actually kind of like his character. I think he looks like a complete villain. I mean, like you said, he got the action figure look, Then you got the fucking villain face. But if he only can, bring that, extra in the ring, then he'd be over. I think he'd have been over with the title. But it's just that sometimes, like, I don't know, like sometimes his promos is not that great. Like, they're not horrible. They're better than most. But like certain things he say, I don't know if like they let him go out there and like speak off the cuff. But sometimes I'd be like, okay, that's like I don't know. Like he should be like, just always bending that nose. Well, he does all the time, and just be going at the mic just real hard. But I don't know. Like I
hate his stupid facial expressions. It's like when you tell a 5-year-old kid make a mean face. Like that's what Jinder Mahal does. It's horrible.
No, I think he's like a complete. If a person drew a villain, that's what he'll look like. So like I like the gimmick as in visual, but as in physically in the ring, he's just like it's like he's not at that level to compete with the top 5 in any brand. So it's like him be at the top, even if he look good as a villain. It's sad when he get in a ring because it's like everybody else is way ahead of him, especially AJ Styles. It's like, how can you have a bad match with AJ Styles? But actually, I thought he had a good match with AJ Styles, to tell you the truth, which is probably the only good match I saw. But, so if you got anything else to say about this man that you hate, can I move along to my number 8?
His camel nose. Other than that, no, go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay. Next on my list, another duo, but they're a tag team, so it's less a foul on me. They're none other than the one and only Headbangers. You say why Headbangers? Because they fucking suck. Just like you think Jinder Mahal suck.
They fucking suck. They do.
Sucked.
I agree.
Not only, well, I guess I can't remember all they matches like physical in the ring, but their matches was boring as fuck. I know that for a fact. And on top of that, they never transcend their characters, like I said, by Ember Moon, into their wrestling. It was just like they're supposed to be punk rockers or something like that. It was just guys walking around with paint on their face and skirts. They were horrible. Like I thought, I just never got them. I was just like, okay.
They should come back and be with Jinder. They should take the Singh brothers' place and be with Jinder, so you can have the perfect trio of suctitude there. It'd be great.
Shit, I just remember. They came back on SmackDown, I think, last year. I guess Vince wanted some space.
They did.
And when I saw them, I was like, oh, my
they sucked.
God. Because I seriously, when I was a kid, I used to be like, I can't stand these motherfuckers. Just like Red Rooster, I said to myself, why are they taking up time? See, back in the days, I said time. Now I say, why the hell are they taking up booking space? I'd rather see somebody else wrestling in that moment on my television than the fucking Headbangers. Even the hair strickers. Put the fucking hair strickers on. They weren't bad, but I'm just like, put the hair strickers somebody on. Why the fuck you got the Headbangers on? They was just so bad. They was so bad.
They were there. They were there when it was like the new Blackjacks and the Godwins and
yeah.
What a shitty tag division.
Yeah, I didn't get the gimmick. I got what they supposed to have been, but like they were so bland. It was like I'm a punk rocker, but just fucking bland as fuck. I thought they were. I just thought they were. But anyway,
they suck.
That's my number 8. Who's your number 8? Sugar White Mike.
My number 8 is a fat man that we all know and love, and I don't know, hopefully equally hate like I do. The man they call Tugboat, Fred Ottman. And I hate him for everything. I hate him for Tugboat. I hate him for the Shockmaster. I hate him for Typhoon. I hated his baby face. Go get him Hulk promos. Get well Hulk. The thing he was doing when Earthquake hurt him and he was Hogan's a fat little annoying friend, obnoxious. He was so bad that when he turned heel, they didn't even do a program with him and Hulk. They just completely forgot those two were friends. No one gave a shit. They didn't even have a match on a Coliseum home video or anything. Just complete garbage. Shockmaster stumbling through the wall in WCW. He was horrible. tag team champion with Earthquake as a Natural Disasters. Possibly one of my least favorite tag teams ever. Just absolute trash. Fred Ottman, absolute trash.
Yeah.
Might be the nicest guy in the world, but just sucks.
Yeah. Like Earthquake probably was, I think I was more intrigued by. But you got a good point. That's one person I was going to put on my list. Not Tugboat. But when I saw Tugboat on your list, I took him off. And it's Shockmaster. Because that's who he played Shockmaster. And I thought that was the worst. I mean, everybody know what he's known for. Oh, you know what? Forget it. For those who's young and probably don't know who Shockmaster is, let me just play it for you. Shockmaster.
It's gonna be all I have to say is our partner is going to shock the world because
yeah, he is. He sure is.
None other than the Shockmaster.
He like slipped and slide out. Like a slip and slide.
I like that it's audio only because you can actually hear guys laughing in the background on microphone. The actual performers in the skit. That's the best part.
I don't care who you are, boss. I don't give a damn who you are.
See it trying to save you though. Like see it pointing, see it like I don't care what you see it trying to save this moment. He like fuck, he fucked up.
Yeah.
But,
like he was scared of the guy that just fell through the fucking wall. Yes.
Oh, and think about it. Okay, he fell through the wall, which made already fucked the gimmick up. But not only that, this motherfucker got a stormtrooper helmet on with glitter. That's the most. That's a hell of a funny. It did like
Yeah, even if it worked, like it still would have sucked.
Yeah.
Like even if he didn't fall, like it still would have been fucking horrible. The guy would have walked through the wall and then what? Like he would have did his shitty promo and been a fat guy with no shirt on and he looked like one of those paranoid people dealing with aliens and shit with the antennas on their head. Like he was a joke. Even if it worked, it would have sucked.
That's true. I give you that. But the funny thing about it is that okay, you know what? I'll play a little bit more of it because it's just funny.
And he would have sucked because he sucked at everything. He sucked in every fucking role he was ever in. That's how we know it too.
No, that was hilarious though. That's a classic right there. Like that's, I mean, could that be like the biggest fucking flop ever? Could it be like? I mean, do you know any other wrestling thing that happened in wrestling history, Mr. Wrestling Encyclopedia yourself, that actually flopped worse than that?
I'm sure there are some. That's one of them, but that's pretty high up there. That's
up there.
As far as live TV, that was pretty bad.
That was super duper bad, super bad. Yeah, like I was like, ugh. I think I see that one live too. I remember that. I was sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? But so anything else that you need to say about this man to validate that he deserves to be in your number 8 spot or just your top 10 of worst gimmicks ever?
Fucking just name your favorite Typhoon match. Tugboat, Shockmaster, any of them. Exactly. That's all that needs to be said. What the fuck?
So we're done slandering fucking Tugboat, Shockmaster, and whatever his real name is.
Fred Ottman. He sounds fat as fuck. Listen to that name, Fred Ottman. He sounds like a fat ass.
Okay. So my number is 7. Like I said people, I got a lot of tag teams. Actually, okay. It's not the last tag team. I got a lot of tag teams on my list, only because, like I said, they stuck out as just being bad gimmicks. To me, and this one, you probably disagree with this one. I know a lot of people probably disagree with this one. But I don't know. They just annoy me. And even back then when I didn't have OCD like I do now with, germs and stuff like that, I still thought it was fucking nasty when these two, The fucking Bushwhackers came on the goddamn screen. I couldn't fucking stand them, especially when they had their own backstage promo. Whoa, hey, and I'm just like, shut the dude. I was not a fan of the metal. Actually, I take that back. At the Hall of Fame, I became a little bit of a fan. I like that little thing at the Hall of Fame. Other than that, they so annoyed me. I couldn't stand them. I couldn't stand the twist of their fucking face, their arm gimmick. I couldn't stand them licking on fucking kids. I thought it was fucking nasty. Yeah, the Bushwhackers.
See, I loved them before they came to the WWF as the Sheep Herders. They were a great, bloodthirsty tag team. Had some really good matches in different places. A real big feud with the Fantastics, like just great bloodbaths, great brawls. They were great. Then when they showed up as the Bushwhackers, I hated that fucking tag team. I hated that gimmick. I hated everything about it.
Well, we both agree, because I thought you probably like Bushwhacker, because I mean, it was obviously they were over to a certain extent for Vince to keep booking them. So, but I just thought, oh man, these guys.
I loved the Sheep Herders. That's the only reason I couldn't put them on my list. I liked them too much as other people, but that gimmick sucked. Even though I say that though too. Those guys, they made a lot of money, man. Didn't have to bleed and juice and fucking, act all, do crazy matches and shit like that. They made a bunch of money just going out there and barely taking bumps and licking heads. God bless them for that. But yeah, it sucked. It was annoying.
Yeah, now they're in Puerto Rico making money too. I guess they got their own organization too. But that was my number 7. Who is your number 7, Sugar White Mike?
Oh, one of the most useless men to ever don a professional wrestling ring. Van Hammer, heavy metal Van Hammer. This guy was the shit. Debuted at a time when people were looking for the next Hogan, the next Sid, and big, tall guys with great bodies. He had that long hair and debuted his heavy metal gimmick, and he was just fucking horrible. Not ready to be on TV. The absolute shit. Lasted for maybe a couple of years. I know he debuted 91-ish, was gone by like 93. And I'm thinking all is right with the world. And then all of a sudden, like 3 years later, maybe even a little bit longer than that, he just shows up as one of Raven's flock one day, just completely randomly. This big dude with a nipple ring. I'm like, who the fuck is that? It's Van Hammer, back from the fucking dead to hurt my wrestling soul. Just unbelievable. Guy wouldn't go away and stay away.
Yeah, I remember him being a part of the flock. I was going to ask you that. But yeah, I remember briefly, I was watching WCW real hard. Like, I was a hardcore fan during that time. But yeah, like when he was like another person, once he had a match, I was like, I don't want to see this guy. Like, and I thought with his name,
No.
I was like, with his name, I was like, okay, this guy probably got some, some cool moves, something like that. He was basic. He didn't do anything that made me feel like, okay, it went with his.
He was worse than basic. He couldn't even do a lot of simple shit right. Then after that, at the flock, he tried to be just a big, scary guy, and that didn't get over. Then he was in the Misfits in Action, and that didn't get over. The Misfits in Action thing pisses me off, too. He was supposed to be Private Stash, like a play on words from, what was that movie? Stripes. Private Stash, like weed, like haha. Okay. And he didn't want to be Private Stash because it would have made him the lowest ranked member of the stable, so they made him Major Stash, which didn't even make any fucking sense. But he was that fucking insecure to where he couldn't just be a private in his own little stable of fake wrestlers. It was just unbelievable. This guy made over $1 million, I'm sure. 7 figures being a shitty professional wrestler. I fucking can't stand him.
When I looked up his pictures for this show, I seen how he looked now, totally different. Like, he's not even that big. It's funny. You see him now, it's totally like you'll.
Oh, the needle's out of his ass now. That's good to know.
Oh gosh. Okay, that was your number 7 that you hate like a motherfucker, and you want to Oh no, you're funny. Next, my number 6, the one, the only, John Cena. If I can. On for goal.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I can play the rest of it.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was playing a groove to the music. I couldn't even groove to the music because I was just like, oh, where did I start? Where did I start? I just never got why he was so over. It was funny thing about it, but I started realizing something more and more. I started thinking about, okay, why? Like, I'm picking him, and I know why I pick him, because I think his gimmick is so horrible, but so over. I mean, obviously it's not that bad because it was over for so long, over a decade. But I think to myself, and I say, you know what? There's a lot of black wrestlers that did the same gimmick and wasn't as over as he is. But I thought back about it. There was a lot of Caucasian, or you want to say white wrestlers, that did the same gimmick before John Cena in a way, but kind of comical way, like Too Cool. And it was over more than black guys with a gimmick like that. I'm just like, I guess you got to have the wigger gimmick to be over being hip hop, but it's just so weird because it was like so cheesy, and I think that was the whole point of his character. I think his character was a rib, but knowing Cena, like, okay, fuck you guys, I'm gonna roll with this. Unlike Red Rooster, he took the gimmick and rolled with it and said, I'm gonna try to make it the best fucking gimmick ever, even though I know it's a rib, and he got over with it. Am I wrong or am I right?
Yes, greatly wrong. No ribs. They heard him rapping on a bus. He used to do the rap thing. They heard him rapping on a bus on one of the overseas tours, and they just made it part of his gimmick.
Okay, I mean,
I didn't think it was that cheesy. It was not like super edgy or whatever. I mean, it was WWF. I mean, there's only going to be a certain amount of that. That was past the Attitude Era. They were trying to tone down, but I thought it was fine. He was over. It worked. It was different time, different place. 8 Mile was big. He got it over. I don't think there's any question about that.
The thing about it, I understand, you know, to me, I feel like I thought it was a rib because, like, he had this word life. It was just so cheesy. But over the years, he kind of eliminated less cheesiness, like the brass knuckle word life, stuff like that. Got rid of the big, you know, rampage chain. But at the same time, I was like, damn, like, okay, he took away all that goofy shit. Because, like, he was kind of like a comic book hip-hop, you know, wigger character. But then we took all the other stuff away. People still love me.
Even worse.
Oh, man, I just...
cheesier now than before.
Yeah, like, I just don't get it. I just never got why he's so over. It's just so weird. It's a weird thing. I mean, like, I ain't saying it's like, you know, just like, you know, one nationality I like him. Because, like I see black guys in the audience, you know, all kind of nationalities with his shirt on. I mean, big grown men. I'm just like I understand the kids, but I like, how is he getting over? Like, I never understood the gimmick. All power to him. He was very successful with it. I'm not hating on the man. I'm just saying I never got it. It's confused me to this day. But if you got anything else to add to this, we can move on to your number 6.
No, we can move on. Moving on to my number 6, the man that liked to strut and cut. Well, and a bunch of other shitty things that he did and shitty gimmicks. Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. I'll admit, when I was a young lad, I wasn't a huge fan of Brutus Beefcake, but I could get into cutting jobbers' hair and things like that. That was fun. Why not? Then the guy just would not go fucking away. It was unreal. After he gets his face all broken up and all that and had to retire, and then he comes back, and it's just sad. He's overweight, and watching him try to be Brutus the Barber Beefcake still, in like '93. That was sad. Then he went to WCW and just fucked my life up. Him and Hogan and all those WWF guys that went to WCW, and that was the real wrestling. That was the wrestling that we used to watch that was different from WWF, and they cared about matches and used to. Yeah, it used to be a place where you could watch a Arn Anderson and things like that. Someone who didn't have a great body, but that was just good. And then he went there, and this guy's fucking main eventing. He never even main evented for Vince, and he main events against Hogan at Starrcade, and just fucking unreal. Then he changes his name to the Man with No Name, the Zodiac, the Booty Man, the Disciple, just all this bullshit. He will not go away, and the only reason he's there the whole fucking time is because he's somebody's friend. Making six figures a year to be somebody's fucking weed carrier and friend.
Weed carrier. Oh, shit, weed carrier. I was a huge Brutus Beefcake fan when I was young. And, when he went to WCW, the Booty Man thing didn't really throw me off. I was
garbage.
To me, I was like, okay, I don't care for his character. But what really kind of like...
His fucking finish was the high knee. High knee.
I can't remember.
Get it, Booty Man, high knee.
Oh, got you.
How fucking stupid is that?
But no, what made me feel like he kind of jumped the shark completely was when he went from that to the Disciple. I was just like, you're the total opposite of every character that you play with high energy. Now you're the Disciple. You're fucking, act like a biker that's a bodyguard hardcore. Like, I just didn't get it. I was like, I didn't buy it. I'm like, what the fuck? Grew his beard.
Yeah, long hair and quiet and just, oh my goodness, unreal.
Do you have anything else to say about your number 6 worst wrestler?
No, if Brutus Beefcake's listening to this and he'd still like to continue to transport weed from place to place, I might have some work for him. He could reach out to me, but other than that, hopefully he's still doing that for Hulk Hogan and Hulk's still paying him.
You never know. No, well, shit, Hulk, he loses so much fucking money from his ex-wife, everybody else. I think Hulk probably got rid of his whole entourage by now. So, my number 5, another tag team. Yes, people, sorry. Another tag team, but it's present for once. It's a present tag team today. None other than the fucking bludgeon fucking. I actually like the fucking music, but I don't like them. I like, actually, let me correct myself. I like fucking Luke Harper. What's called Rowan. I don't like him, but that's not my beef with this gimmick. My beef is that it looks so fucking 1990s WWE style. It's so cartoonish. It's so for one, they look like fucking like Paul Bearer left 2 more sons in the fire with Kane, and they came back to join Kane because it's pretty much Kane outfit, but more in a fucking maroon fucking color. It's horrible.
It is shitty. It's really shitty.
It's so cheesy. I didn't say cheesy. I don't know the word is me. It's just so gimmicky. It is gimmicky.
What the fuck does it even mean? Where are they from? Are they from a different time? What's the gimmick? I don't understand.
I think the gimmick is supposed to be like they torture people. They're bludgeoned. They're just gonna, they're just going through villages and smashing heads, making shit bloody. I guess, but it's just, literally killing people. This is the gimmick. They're killers. Pretty much that's how it comes off to me with their sledgehammers. Or with their fucking mallets, or what do you fucking call the things they holding around. But I would let it pass if they took away the fucking Kane top. They could have came through with the hoodies on. Okay, the hoodie trench coats, no fucking mallets. Rowan can keep his mask and get rid of the Kane fucking top outfit. They good. I mean, the Kane outfit looks cheesy because everybody knows Kane design, and then you got the fucking mallets. It like they come from the fucking what you call that Hans and Gretel fucking play or some shit like that. And there are guys in the woods ready to get Hansel and Gretel. I think that's their fucking name. That's what they remind me of. You got anything to say?
I'm sorry. Are you referencing a children's nursery story, nursery rhyme, whatever?
Well, I saw the clip of the movie, so I thought it was the same thing. I never read the book, but the movie shows Hansel and Gretel fighting people. So I don't know if that's a spinoff and they made them older, but that's what reminded me of one of the goddamn movies where somebody in the woods and it's like one of those fairy tale movies and it's like probably Disney or some shit like that. They're running after the person. Their girls running through the woods, and these guys got fucking mallets. It reminded me of some goddamn storytelling shit. That's what it reminded me of. A storytell villains. That's what they look like. It looks so cheesy. That's my explanation. That's why I don't like them. You got anything to add to this Kane / bludgeon gimmick?
No, fuck that gimmick.
I totally agree. So, on to your number 5. Oh gosh, I don't know what you're gonna say about this man.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna say. My number 5 is the man who's, I guess, would be last if we were going alphabetically on this list. Larry, the living legend Zbyszko. I use that term very loosely, by the way. Yeah, listen, he was fine on Nitro as a commentator.
Oh yeah.
I even got into it a little bit when they did his one match with Scott Hall. That was fine. They built him up to be a little legend. Fans were into him. He could be on commentary and ignore matches and put himself over and all that shit. Whatever. Whatever. But everything before that, oh fuck, man, that guy. I remember watching once with my uncle when I was a very small kid, and it was the AWA. And Larry Zbyszko's fucking world heavyweight champion. And even my uncle's watching this, and he wasn't even really a big wrestling fan, but he'd watch occasionally, whatever. And he just looked at this guy in the ring, and he was like, their world champion's shoulders aren't, he's not even tall enough for his shoulders to go over the top rope. And it was like, it was not something I would never think about. And then I looked at it, and I was like, you know what? He's fucking right, man. This guy looks like fucking shit. And he really did, too. He was a world heavyweight champion of the AWA when it was dead. He worked the same style all the time where he'd always stall the first 10, 15 minutes of the fucking match to work the crowd and get the crowd into it. I'm sure that was fine if you were there and he was going outside and yelling at you and all that shit. But watching it on TV just totally sucked, totally boring. Formed a forgettable tag team with Arn fucking Anderson, of all people. You can't be in a good tag team with Arn Anderson, then it's probably time to find a different line of work.
Right.
Yeah, the worst member of the Dangerous Alliance. Just fucking everything this guy did. I couldn't stand him. I think worst of all was just being world heavyweight champion in the AWA. That's how I knew the AWA was not worth watching on ESPN anymore. Because Larry Zbyszko was fucking champion.
I agree with you. I liked him. I liked him as Nitro's commentator, and thanks to him, I heard he was the guy that actually came with the idea of Kevin Nash and him using their real name and coming through the crowd, and gave the rawness to NWO. Rooted the idea of them being raw. So I thank him for that. The only negative thing I ain't gonna say about him because it wasn't his fault. Only thing I can really remember about him that's always gonna stick in my head forever is the Hall of Fame. I forgot who had inducted him. Bruno Sammartino, I think did he?
I think it was Bruno, who did pass away today. Rest in peace, Bruno Sammartino.
Really? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Rest in peace, Bruno. Yeah, that's a legend. The first Hulk Hogan having a lone title reign. Yeah. Nobody will never beat that that shit. But anyway, rest in peace. I feel so bad for him because on the Hall of Fame, and somebody did it this year to the Hall of Fame to somebody. I can't remember who it was. Bruno Sammartino went out there to introduce him. But usually your introduction is kind of like, you know, kind of low mild. You kind of give a story about how you know the person a little bit and what you know about them, you know, as your experience with them. But Bruno went out there and told Larry Zbyszko whole story. So when Larry went out there, he had shit to say.
Larry had nothing to say anyway. I remember that, and Bruno talked a while, but I just remember Larry going up there and just boring the shit out of me. Larry as a talker was fine, but I don't know what got into him that night. It was just it did not work. That's another reason not to like him was that fucking Hall of Fame speech that was horrible.
No. The thing about it, seriously, go back and watch it. Everything I think he wanted to say, Bruno Sammartino said. And, like, he kind of said a couple of those lines, and he was like, fuck, I can't even say that. You know what I'm saying? Because he already said everything. Like, he took his whole story and told it pretty much. So when he got out there, he was like, I know he was thinking, like, fuck, I ain't got shit to say, really. Because he told my whole story from A to Z, from when I was a kid and when I seen him, and when I went to this place and this place to start off. He took his whole story. It was hilarious. But that's the one thing that always stick in my head, him being at the Hall of Fame, him just, like, deer in the headlights, like, fuck. That I watched live and I muted it because I felt so bad. I was embarrassed for him because he probably was the worst person up there that had the worst speech ever. I think the worst speech ever. It was horrible.
It was pretty bad.
It was horrible. But I'm gonna go on to my number 4. We get in there, people, to the number ones. To my number 4. Yeah, you guys know these people. You know these guys. Hold on, let me say checks right quick. Okay, just making sure. You guys know these guys. The one. Hold on, 1 second, one more time. Okay, oops, I gave it away. The one, the only. Yeah. They'll probably get mad. But yes, the fucking New Day fucking can't. Okay, hold on, let's calm down.
You're probably eating a stack of pancakes right now while you say this, man.
Let me calm down for a second. I want to say this before I get into my rant. I don't mind that they're successful, and one thing I do like, and must be straight 100, that one thing I think I told you before, Sugar White Mike, when we was in the business, I said, because somebody actually told me this, and I'd say, you know, I totally see that. It's hard, not saying it's hard for a black man to be successful in the business. I'm just saying, other than kind of, you know, redoing the same gimmicks over and again to be relevant, I give it up to Xavier for breaking that standard and making it to a point where it's like, they could be a character without their skin meaning anything. I mean, of course, they're doing a twerk, whatever, hip urban dancing, but they're not doing something that's common to a gimmick to make, you know, people say, okay, oh, these black guys, you know, they're black gimmick. No, they're like just being themselves or just being outside the box, you know. But I must got to say, and I'm happy for their success, happy for them making bukus of money off this gimmick. But I fucking can't stand this fucking gimmick. Seriously. Once again, kudos to them. But since day one, I see them twerking. And I call them the new divas. I don't even call them New Day. I call them new divas because they fucking twerk and like they're a bunch of girls on the fucking BET late night video. And I just say, and you probably disagree with me, but I'm going to give my boy a shout out for Chemo. You probably see that coming. From BTW, I don't even think he wrestled more there. They stole this goddamn gimmick with fucking unicorn. So, I don't like that either. But, I think the gimmick is fucking ridiculous. I think the fans are so marked out for them that they just follow anything they do. But, hey, they got them in their hands. That's the part of the business. They work the fans. The fucking pancakes. I don't even know the pancake story. I don't even watch SmackDown like that to even know why the pancake isn't played. but it's stupidity. It's dumb. I can't stand it. I can't wait till they split up. I think they split up soon because I see Big E. He get in better shape now, so I think he about to go on a single run. He'd probably be the one that fucking turn on him. Somebody gonna turn in this group, and I can't wait till it's over. It's annoying. That's what they're fucking annoying. And my number two and 1 are even more annoying, but they are fucking annoying. Sugar White Mike, what you got to say about this?
Well, number one, shout out to BTW's Chemo if you're listening to this program. God bless you, miss you, brother. Hope you're well. Shout out to Mr. Xavier Woods for banging Paige on videotape. If it has nothing to do with anything that you said, important things first, like banging Paige on videotape. Shout out to Mr. Woods for accomplishing that. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. It's gotten more annoying as it went along. Like it used to be. I used to find them entertaining, and then it just got really off the wall and goofy. But it works. I mean, I get it. Like if you keep doing something and it keeps working, and I mean, they've sold a shit ton of merchandise and probably made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
Yeah, right. And Vince keep milking that fucking cow, and I would too. But
I'm sure they do too.
Yeah. But I just when they come on, I just be like, okay, let me go stage left, So
look, I'm sure Kofi's making a lot more money like this than he is a fucking 7-time U.S. Intercontinental Champion, whatever the fuck. I mean, like whatever, all the secondary belts he used to hold and all that. I'm sure he's making a shit ton more money, selling a shit ton more merch this way. I give him credit. To me, like, they took a really shitty gimmick at first, and, like, the positivity thing that they tried at first was baby faces, and they were getting booed and it wasn't working, and they got this thing over, man. I mean, they worked.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about with the Red Rooster thing. Like, he got handed a shitty gimmick, he called it a shitty gimmick, and nothing happened with it. These guys got handed a shitty gimmick. They really put some effort into it and somehow made it work to where they got over.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I told you, like I totally agree with that, and I don't disagree. So yeah, like we're on the same page about that. Like I totally, commend them on their success, but it's just like, but anyway, let's move on. Let's go to your number 4. I don't even know what it, when you told me about this guy, I was like, who?
Oh yeah.
And like,
yeah, well, just to keep things, just because we do believe in racial equality on this show, we will number 4 another African American professional wrestler, much like the New Day, and somebody that I find way more offensive than the New Day. But number 4 would be my man Ranger Ross, just one of the absolute shittiest pro wrestling performers I can remember. For me, it holds a really bitter spot in my heart because this guy was around in about 1989, and it would have been right when Jim Crockett sold Turner, and Jim Crockett Promotions went away, became WCW, and you started seeing guys disappear, like Barry Windham, Nikita Koloff, Tully and Arn had left not too long before Crockett closed. All these guys that were like a big deal in the Crockett territory. And they're replaced by guys coming in, and the Iron Sheik and Butch Reed and guys like that. And one of the guys they fucking brought in was Ranger fucking Ross. I'm not really big on military gimmicks anyway. To me, I don't know, they're generally just kind of cheap heat. Like, Sergeant Slaughter was great as a heel and a face. But other than that, there's very few exceptions for me. And this guy, he looked to be about 5'10", about 185 pounds, had no athletic, he was thin, but had like no muscle tone or anything. He was shitty in the ring. He had a shitty super kick that he used as a finisher called the combat kick that was fucking abysmal and didn't look good. I remember he used to propel from the rafters, and they tried everything they could to get this little fucker over.
Really?
And he was not over. He sucked. He was the shits. He lasted not that long, but long enough to be on a couple of shows that just really made me mad that he was on. Fuck this guy.
I was looking for theme music for him, for you, 'Cause you said it was pretty good. I couldn't find it, but I found one of his promo interviews, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, oh god, okay.
Oh my god, they let him talk?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's bad. Want me to find it? I'll find it for you.
He had the charisma of a fucking cardboard box, so I could only imagine what a promo from him would have been like.
Oh, I'll
guy was horrible.
I'll definitely pull it up for you when we pull it up. It shouldn't be too far.
Sure.
Okay, I'll definitely pull it up for you, sir. Let you hear this great promo of his.
Also want to throw in that this man he's had some hard times since he left professional wrestling, been arrested for counterfeiting checks. Yeah, Mr. Squeaky Clean is not that squeaky clean, apparently.
So the Ranger been getting some Ranger danger, huh? All right.
Looks like it.
All right. Here we go. Ranger Ross promo.
After the brutal attack on Wrestling 2, Ranger, I know you've been in the dressing room. Tell me what everybody wants to know. How is Mr. Wrestling number 2?
Well, that's a good question, Rick. I don't know the extent of Wrestling 2's injury. I've been out in hostile environments and I fought in combat, and I ain't never seen nothing like this. And it really saddens me right now because Wrestling 2 is a good friend of mine, and you can see I'm kind of shaking a little bit, Rick. I'm a little nervous because I really don't know how bad the man's hurt. And
Sugar White Mike, I wish you could see his face. I'm kind of shaking right now, and
he sounds like the most boring human being that ever fucking lived. This guy was horrible. His gimmick was shitty. He was shitty in it. I hope hopefully those counterfeit checks that he wrote were for a fucking personality. I need some verification on that, but yes, Ranger Ross. He was only in my life for a few months, but he was enough to severely fucking impact it. And when I think of shitty guys that used to annoy me, oh god, that guy comes to mind very quickly.
Ranger Ross. That I never heard of him ever.
Even the name, like listen to the name, like Sergeant Slaughter. Listen to that fucking name. Like, that sounds like a military guy that can kick ass and that you should be afraid of. This guy was a military guy working a military gimmick. His name is Ranger Ross. He sounds like the most howdy-doody motherfucker that there ever was. He just god-awful.
He knows fucking Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear and fucking Boo Boo. You know, so he one of those Rangers.
Yes.
That's funny.
Horrible.
Well, I'll say, it was one guy that I thought was horrible. Damn, you probably remember him. He's wrestled on Saturdays on WCW where they had the ring that rotates all the time. His name was Pitt something. Yeah, bald head. He's a black guy. And Sergeant Pitt or something like that. I don't know if you remember.
Craig Pittman.
Yeah.
Craig Pitbull Pittman.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Craig Pittman was a bad motherfucker, man.
No, he looked scary to motherfucker, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling his gimmick though. But no, he like a scary motherfucker. Like, he like, you see him.
No, his gimmick was very lame too. But at least he was playing a military gimmick. At least he was a believable badass. He was actually going to do WCW was going to let him do a shoot fighting tournament in '95.
Oh wow.
Because he was like a legit wrestler.
Okay.
So him as his gimmick wasn't good, but at least he was, he's a military guy. He is a badass. He's playing a badass. He didn't have a lot of personality, but it wasn't, at least he could at least play that badass part. Ranger Ross looked like somebody that I would backhand in a fucking 7-Eleven or something, man. He just my goodness.
Well, Ranger Ross, good luck to you wherever you're at. Hopefully you're not counterfeiting checks and, sticking to the law. And you should, because you're a soldier, right? You're an officer. So.
Fucking disgrace to our country.
On to my number 3. Okay. Let me boost that right quick before I get into my rant. It's as bad as New Day. I was gonna put up some promo about this guy, but everybody knows him well enough. He's present, so I don't need to do that to get my point across. Dean Ambrose. Oh, Dean fucking Ambrose.
I should have known he'd be in your top 10.
Oh, man. Where did I start?
The man that you once described to me as having wild heat and twitchy promos.
His promos are so... That's what I'm going to start at, period. His promos are so fucking annoying. That whole gimmick with the mouth open like he ready to, put something up in there like it's so fucking annoying. I don't know why. I just don't get why. Okay, Cena, I can see something in Cena why people be behind that. I don't know why people behind Dean Ambrose. Like he looked like he's fucking like drugged up. They wrote him out of the fucking asylum. I just don't get his gimmick. I hate his fucking clothesline slingshot move. It's like one of those moves, like even like John Cena. It's like if you see him a million times, shoulder tackle. Okay, it's up to the wrestler in the back. Say, you know what? Everybody see you do the same move all the time. Why would I fall for that move like everybody else? Why would you fall for the fucking slingshot clothesline move? It's the most ridiculous move that everybody fall for. His antics of that's the main thing. It's fucking gimmick. Period. It's so annoying. How you talk? And if you want to come down and face the Ambrose, I every time you get on the screen, I just can't look at it. I wish that when he does get on the screen, I have access to fast forward whatever footage I'm looking at, because it's so fucking annoying. I don't know what you think about this guy. I think you disagree, but his character is so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I think he works better as a heel than a babyface. But yeah, as a babyface, it's I don't know, man. He's weird. Like that's his gimmick. I don't know how that's supposed to sell a bunch of tickets or network subscriptions or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it's not their best work.
I'm not saying part of that gimmick is not him, but I think he's still trying to work it like Macho Man trying to work the voice gimmick 24/7. It's because like even on Total Divas, he's like, I'm just like, dude, you ain't like that 24/7 unless you fucking just shot up with heroin 24/7.
I think Randy Savage was pretty much like that 24/7 from pretty much everyone who knew him. They all said the same thing. But him, I don't know, man. It's just he's wacky. That's what he's supposed to be. He's weird. Annoying. Like that's the gimmick. It doesn't do a lot for me.
I want you to come out here. And I was like, dude, you want somebody to stick something in your mouth? Anyway, we ain't go there. So I'm done.
That sounds like sexual innuendo to me, but go ahead.
Yeah. Number 3 for Sugar White Mike. Who do you have?
Oh, the man known as Bray Wyatt Sr., Bo Dallas Sr., Mike Rotunda as IRS. I want to be clear, Mike Rotunda let's say 1990. Oh, liked him, enjoyed him, very much so. Loved the Varsity Club, him, Kevin Sullivan, Rick Steiner, later him, Kevin Sullivan, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Danny Spivey. The Varsity Club was the bee's knees, man. I enjoyed that shit. And then everything after that just fucking sucked. The guy he was Captain Mike Rotunda in the Varsity Club. Then they babyfaced the guy, and he's still Captain Mike Rotunda. So what does that mean? That he's still the captain of the Varsity Club or a wrestling team or something? No, it means that he's the captain of a ship. The guy goes out there in a captain's hat and a windbreaker, and now he's the captain of a ship. I didn't even know the guy sailed. Now he's the captain of a ship. Then he goes out there as Michael Wall Street, wrestling in a suit, wrestling in a tie. He's the computerized man and all that crap. Very lame gimmick. goes to the WWF, IRS. I hated that gimmick. I thought it was lame, cheap heat, just nothing happening. The guy, Mike Rotunda, has to have a record of at least 3,000 consecutive pro wrestling matches where he worked in the fucking abdominal stretch. Just you could count on it in every fucking match that you were going to see a Mike Rotunda abdominal stretch. He went back to WCW. He's VK Wall Street to take a shot at Vince McMahon. Then he's Mr. Wall Street. He's in the NWO. Then he's not in the NWO. Just complete horseshit. Like the last, I don't know, at least like 9 years of this guy's, from like 90 to 99 or 2000, this guy's on my TV just fucking sucking the life out of it. Cannot stand it.
I don't remember the captain gimmick. I probably saw it, but
fucking horrible.
But Ernest Shyster, I don't know why I liked Ernest Shyster.
Oh.
I didn't know what the gimmick was about. To tell you the truth, till I got older, I was like, oh, okay, all right. I was just like, okay, like I don't know. Who was with him? Did he have a manager? I can't remember. I think he had a manager. Then he had Mr. Hughes with him too, right? Was Mr. Hughes tagging along with him?
Not Mr. Hughes, but him and DiBiase were a team at one point.
That's true too. Yeah, I remember that.
Also managed by Jimmy Hart at one point.
You never know. Captain, whatever his name was, probably inspired Kyrie Zane. You never know.
That's fucking abysmal. Thank you for connecting one great person with one just shitty. But yes.
But what he did do, he did produce offspring that probably have better talent than him. But you disagree with the Brady.
Mike had talent. I think that's what made me so mad. He had talent. 80s, he was talented.
Yeah.
He was a tag team champion in the WWF with Barry Windham. He was a TV champ in Crockett, part of the Varsity Club. He was a talented guy. And then everything after that just went to shit.
Yeah, I remember the Wall Street thing. I was like straight, knockoff of Ernest Shyster. I remember that shit. But
well, he was the first one. He first started doing it in WCW.
Okay.
He did the Michael Wall Street thing there and was wrestling in the suit and all that. And then decided that he liked wrestling in a fucking suit so much that he was going to go wear it to WWF and be the tax man. I just did not enjoy it at all.
Right. So if that's all you have to say about the tax man himself, the IRS, let me go on to my number 2. I'm just gonna put his picture up. Let everybody just like wonder why I put his picture up. I say his name so you know what I'm talking about.
I got one more thing for Mike Rotunda. I believe that he was really shitty. Now go ahead.
Yes, you know what's so funny about it? I got his shirt on, his son's shirt on. Believe.
There you go.
When I first got the WWE Network, I had one free T-shirt, and I don't know why I didn't get Brock Eat, Sleep, Conquer, Repeat shirt. But I got this because I thought Bo Dallas, it was kind of comical. But I should have got the fucking Brock Lesnar one. But it is what it is. So on to my number 2. Yes, you guys are like, who is that? It's black and white. You got Sabu on his shirt. You got a whistle in his mouth. Yes, Bill Alfonso. And you say, why Bill Alfonso? Why? He was a decent ref. Yeah, a ref, yeah. But there's one reason, and one fucking reason only, I could not stand this fucking gimmick. Is that number 2. You think, oh, why is he not at the end? Why is he not in between 6'5"? Because unlike Dean Ambrose annoying fucking, and unlike fucking New Day annoying twerking and shit, this is way more annoying. You be like, damn, who could be number 1 if somebody more annoying than this? That's all you hear through the whole fucking match. Like, I'll be pissed. I'm trying to call a spot, and I hear, can you drop down, take it again? Huh? What'd you say? I said, drop down and take it. Drop down and take it. Huh? Give me a hip. Huh? Because he outside the fucking ring whistling. I hate the fuck out of that goddamn gimmick. That was so fucking annoying. Like I just have to try to tune it out.
I might have to move you up to number 2 just for doing that whole whistle gimmick right now. But yeah.
No, that's him. That's Alfonso in the back.
I know.
That's Alfonso in the back. That shit was annoying. But
it was weird. Like people, I don't know, they just got used to it, which is crazy because it really was like a lot. But for some reason, people just
got used to
I don't know. They learned to accept it in a match that he was managing. They just let it go.
Yeah, that's the thing about me too. Like after a while, my ears got mute to, and I was just like, okay, oh shit, there you go. Like once they
you didn't trip off of it.
You like once they doubled down and he had his moment. That's when they got back to being annoying. Double down, both guys down. All your ears. Get up! And I bet everybody wondering like who can outbeat that shit. Y'all see in a minute, but I'm gonna move on and let you get to your number 2.
Number 2 doesn't need a lot of build. I started ranting on him last week. The big jar of mayonnaise himself, Sheamus. As I said to you yesterday, I said, hey, did you hear Sheamus got the bar was traded to the SmackDown brand? You said no. I said, well, that means that SmackDown has the worst show by far now because they have Sheamus. And that's pretty much how I feel. Any show that he's on, it's such a plus on Raw for him to be gone, and it's such a minus on SmackDown for him to be on SmackDown that it's really not even close. Raw has to be better than SmackDown because they don't have this big, pale, fucking useless waste of flesh that is known as Sheamus. I hate him. I hate his fucking brogue kick. I hate him hurting everybody, kicking fucking Jeff Hardy's tooth out of his mouth, and everything else that he's done to prove how big and bad he is in the worked world of professional wrestling. Fuck this guy. I am part Irish. Fuck him for representing the Irish poorly. He looks like Ronald McDonald. Fuck him for that. Fuck his stupid goth gimmick, whatever the fuck that it is now. I have no idea. I don't care. His gimmick has been all the time since day one that he's a guy with red hair, a white ass, and is the shit. That is his gimmick. It always will be. End of story.
And
fuck him.
And Sugar White Mike, you can't see, but I made sure I put up his worst look ever is when he came back and had the fucking braided beard. That shit was so ridiculous. That shit looked nasty. Like a fucking character from
Yes, that's when the fans invented "you look stupid" as a chant because of how fucking ridiculous this grown man looked like he was dressed up for Halloween.
No, you know what? I gotta chime in to this. When I was making my list, before I heard your list, actually he was on my list. Because I think I spoke about him too. I think he is so bland and boring in the ring. I think Triple H is better than him. But
he doesn't do anything bad, but he doesn't do anything well either. Right, and he's always fucking pushed.
I feel like his matches are safe matches.
They're fine.
Yeah, like he doesn't do anything bad. His work is not bad, but it's like
no,
it's bland. It's boring. It's like he's a safe role. Seriously, you know what remind me of? Seriously, and I can say that. I can say like Randy Orton is as bad. I mean, as is born in the ring. But to me, he's the other Randy Orton. They push him. To me, he is. They push him. I really don't give a fuck about him as a character. It's like Randy Orton. I'm done. Get him off my goddamn TV. Same with Sheamus. It's
I also agree.
Every time I hear this shit, I go, fuck. Like, I don't want to watch this.
Cesaro was getting over until they put him with that fucking guy. Like, he's a killer. Right. He's a career killer.
So Cesaro is fucking amazing. I just hope he get his mic skills better because I think that's why they're holding him back. But that fucking guy is fucking amazing. Is he still on Raw or is he on SmackDown with Sheamus?
Both on SmackDown.
Yeah, hopefully they split because it's a lot of talent on SmackDown. I like to see Cesaro face other than fucking Sheamus.
Samoa Joe also on SmackDown.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
saw that. I'll take that back. I saw that. I did a whole thing on the shakeup yesterday. After we got done, I kind of went online. And it's like, okay, I got a little time, and I can squeeze in and just do one of those things where I can sit there and just watch the videos. That's what I do, because I can't watch the
Got Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Cesaro, all these. It's like Ring of Honor light over there, man.
Pretty much, in like TNA a little bit, right? Well,
A little bit.
Yeah, Bobby Roode went to what you call it though. Okay, now on to our number ones. You guys say, okay, I'm annoyed by New Day. I'm annoyed by Dean Ambrose. I'm annoyed by the fucking whistle. What could especially the whistle, what can outdo an annoying ass whistle? This is from the left field. Like Ranger Ross from left field, this is probably from left field with you guys. Like, how do you even... My number one is... Y'all probably even know this guy, most of people out there. If you're a hardcore fan, a Smark or whatever, you probably do. Otis Dosovic from Heavy Machinery. You thought Dean Ambrose mannerisms was fucking annoying. This guy? Oh, I can't stand. All making fucking grunt sounds. Look in the air. Now, I went out of my way to find video of one of their promos to have you guys see what he do. WWE is big on people not taking promos, this and that. So only thing I can find is what WWE page channel put up on YouTube. It's not much of what he do that irritates me, but it's a little taste so you guys can see what I mean, and I can probably ad-lib on what you guys see. So this is Otis Dosovic with his partner from Heavy Machinery with a promo from NXT.
Or this is what we want to do, but I think it's more important to know that Otis Dozovic here and Tucker Knight, Heavy Machinery, we're ready for this, okay? This may be our first time under the bright lights here in NXT, but it ain't our first time under the bright lights.
Him saying
Pan-Am Games, NCAA tournament, we know how to bring it.
Machinery is probably the only word that I ever heard him say completely as actually a word. Every time it's like, outside, it was the same mannerisms, the shit he doing like this. All this type of shit.
That's why he's great. I love this guy, man.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish playing this, and I'll let you praise him or defend him, but I fucking hate this gimmick. I'm going to let it play out a little bit.
When the lights are the brightest, okay? And we just want everyone to know, we want to prove to ourselves, we want to prove to the NXT universe that we can take on the Authors of Pain and we can win the NXT Tag Team Championship.
A star! That's not even a. I don't think that's even 5% of what he does that annoyed me. I wish I had.
Guy's great. I heard him yelling in one interview. He's just in the background yelling stakes and weights. Like, that was the shit right there, man. This guy's money.
Oh, no. He ain't getting my money. He get my money for the network for other people, but not him. When they come on for NXT, I just go, oh gosh. I have to watch
They're over though.
Are they? I don't know. They probably are.
I think so.
That would be,
dude. I think people like him. He's different, man. I mean, they're just kind of two big guys, but he's got some personality. He's fucking different. He's not just saying the same shit. Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah, we know you're a big guy. We get it. But like, I don't know, man. He's intense, man. I've always enjoyed him.
I can't stand it. That's worse than Dean Ambrose for me.
Clearly, number one. Now, wow, that's very high.
Yeah. Since you praised him, I'm gonna leave it as that. And people probably get my idea. I don't want to be the deal horse, but I can't do Otis Dozovic. So let me hold on. Let me set you up for your number one. Let me set you up for your number one. Give me a sec. Your number one is not only a guy that was in the Hall of Fame class of 2000. Let me take that back.
No.
Class of 2000. I did it too slow. I gave it away. Sorry, but go ahead.
You didn't even tell me what you were gonna play, and I knew you were gonna play that, and I was just fucking dreading it already, man. Oh God, I can just picture that stupid fucking horse, his stupid hat all lit up. Oh my goodness.
Okay, go on and introduce your number one.
Here, I'll give you number one. Here, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you, Bruce Pritchard style.
Go ahead.
Spend my days working hard on the go, but the hands on the clock keep rolling too slow. I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight.
Double J. But
Mr. Jeff Jarrett, the fucking scourge of the wrestling earth to me. My goodness. Here's the thing about him, too. Here's another guy who is not bad. He is actually a good, perfectly good pro wrestling performer. However, his fucking gimmicks are always shit, and he's always overpushed, and it just makes me hate the fucking guy. First of all, let's walk through this. This WWF shit, he comes out, he's the fucking big country music star. It was very, I don't know, it was Honky Tonk Man just did the same thing with the guitar I don't know, 5 years before that, and then here comes Jeff Jarrett doing the same fucking thing. Then he leaves. Then he goes to WCW. He's the fifth horseman. What the fuck is the fifth horseman? That shit didn't make any sense. He was copying Ric Flair and doing very poorly at it, mind you.
Right.
Then he went back to the WWF, and he wasn't going to be Double J anymore. He was going to shoot, and he was going to talk about Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff and all these guys from WCW, and he was going to be a real person. He wasn't going to be a character. And then they scrapped that shit in about a month because they decided that the real Jeff Jarrett was boring as fuck. And then he was back to wearing the stupid fucking light-up fucking hats and all that other bullshit in his entrance. And then, for one brief period, he was over beating up women. That was the only time he was ever really super over, was when he was fucking breaking guitars over women's heads and putting them in the figure four when he was feuding with China. Then he goes to WCW, and they decide that this little 5'10" fucking 205-pound dude should be world heavyweight fucking champion, where that drew like shit, and he sucked in the role. Then he went to TNA, and we already know what happened in TNA. TNA, people forget. Now, a lot of people didn't watch those early pay-per-views of TNA when they had their weekly shows on pay-per-view, their television. This guy is putting people on stretchers and beating the shit out of them like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. This little-ass fucking dude in his Walmart button-up shirt just beating people up like he's a fucking tough guy. And then fucking Lord knows how many TNA or NWA world titles later, he's still on the fucking top of TNA for a good, 7 years or so. Just unfucking believable that I've been watching this guy that long. Everywhere he goes. He was in Memphis. When he was in Memphis, big time territory at one time. Jerry Lawler selling out the Mid-South Coliseum all the time. By the time Jeff Jarrett is there in Memphis, the territory's gone to shit. He's the IC champion in the WWF. Business is down, worst it's ever been. He goes back to WCW and back and forth between that and the WWF, and he's kind of there when both places are down. He goes to WCW, and the place ends up dying in a fucking year and a half, and he's the world heavyweight champion. TNA, perennial number 2, fucking forever. Every time this guy is on top somewhere, it's because the promotion fucking sucks and isn't doing well. Because Jeff Jarrett is the absolute drizzling shit.
Did he have beef with WWE or something, or why he never really went back, or was it beef there?
I'm assuming yes, because he fucking left and got a bunch of money from them when in order to do the job from China. Wanted to be paid up front on his last night so that he would do the actual job, plus all the TNA shit. I mean, he has been running, a part of starting up and running a rival organization for a long time. But all those reasons should be the reason why it took him that long to go in. And maybe just because he fucking sucked.
Before I speak even more on this topic of Jeff Jarrett, I think you didn't do him justice on the intro. So can I just do my intro for Jeff Jarrett?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's Double J, J-E, double F, J-A, double R, E, double T. That's Jeff, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And that's how you do a Jeff Jarrett. But yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I actually wasn't like great, really fond of Jeff Jarrett, but not dislike him. I actually kind of enjoyed him during the Intercontinental days, because like nowadays it's hard to find people that actually can. You have Razor and people like that too, but it's hard to find people, or Goldust. It's hard to find people that actually can like make the Intercontinental title feel like it's have a good run. And like, to me, I feel like he's one of the people that always was like sticking my head as an Intercontinental champion. So no, I was like a huge fan of him, but I didn't mind Double J. I mean, when I met him in TNA when I was there, I was kind of like, I mean, he wasn't dickish, but it was just like kind of like, I think you should kind of like,
Did he have on a fucking $25 Walmart shirt when you met him in TNA?
He had.
Because every time I saw that guy, he had on a button-up shirt that looked like it was from fucking Target.
You know what?
And looked like it would have set you back about $25.
You know what? I give you that, because when I saw him, he had like a kind of like not like a ruffles, but like like kind of like a shirt that was like with lines in it, kind of like ruffle type lines, long sleeve. And it was a button up, yeah. And but Dixie Carter, she actually went out of her way to introduce herself to me. I didn't know who she was at the time, but she was like, "Yeah, I got a nephew named, my government name, not Apollo." And I was like, "Oh, okay," but I didn't know who she was. But I was like, "Oh, I'll mess with that." That's what I thought back in the days. I don't know about it now, but yeah,
boss.
But yeah, I never had any issues with Jeff Jarrett gimmick. But I thought in WCW, I kind of started thinking like he jumped the shark, and I was like, I'm not feeling him no more. So, but
no,
yeah. So that's our top 10. Our top 10 each of the worst wrestling gimmicks we think. Hopefully the show entertains you. I know I'm tired. I know Veloza of you sorry. Sugar White Mike is tired. So
kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe. Yeah, I just try to kayfabe my government name. But please like, please subscribe, please show love, make this channel grow. Please post your worst 10 at the bottom of the comments. Yesterday we was trying to do live feed, which didn't work out. And I want to do live feed today because I wanted people to chime in and give their opinions on what we were saying, plus give their top 10 or 1, 2, 3, or 4. But I think it was best to do it this way. So we
should do like a 10 greatest, our 10 favorite matches, our 10 favorite people. Even our 10 favorite people, it shouldn't even be like, Shawn Michaels or something like that. It should just be like someone fucking random that we enjoyed along the way. Even if it's just like a stupid gimmick, like fucking Frenchie Martin or something. I don't even know why I thought about Frenchie Martin. I love Frenchie Martin though.
But who's Frenchie Martin? I don't even know who that is.
Dino Bravo's manager. The little Frenchman. He used to have the little fucking signs that said USA is not okay and shit like that. That was fucking great. That guy was money, man.
We got to do one thing that I want to do. The most overrated wrestlers. And you know who my number one is. I ain't gonna say it.
Oh, fuck. I don't even want to fucking hear your fucking shit anymore. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Like I said, whatever top 10 topics we do, we both got to agree on doing it. So if you don't want to agree on doing it,
no, I'm down.
Okay. All right. So
I can listen to you. We can argue about that person. We don't even have to say who the person's name is. We can let it build. But we can have a spirited debate about that. That'd be great.
Yeah. So me and Sugar White Mike is going to do more top 10s because people like top 10s. I hope you like this one. I know it's our first one we was doing, so it probably was a little rocky, a little shaky for you guys, but we'll make sure we get your shit straight, and you guys gonna have more top 10s. So those are top 10s. Please like and subscribe, show love, and people, as always, like I say, please keep it Tetsu.